So, guys, welcome back to the Arsenal podcast with me, Kosi. Big news: Dani Ceballos arrives in England. According to Football.London, it is everywhere. Today in the morning, I told you it was a done deal according to Fabrizio Romano, and of course, the player was still finalizing a few things with Real Madrid and then Arsenal. But now it is confirmed. Done and dusted. The player has signed for Arsenal, and he has come to England. He's going to do his medical, and of course, let us take a look at what Football.London are writing about the man himself, Dani Ceballos. They are saying Ceballos arrives in England. Ceballos' move back to Arsenal appears to be a step closer after the midfielder landed in London from Spain. The former Real Betis star is now poised to undergo a medical before putting pen to paper on a deal that will see him join the Gunners on loan for the second season in a row. Football.London understands due to the quarantine rules currently in place, Ceballos will have to isolate for 2 weeks, just like the fellow new recruit Gabriel is having to do following his new arrival from France. So, guys, that is it. The man has arrived from Spain and now is in England. Let us wait for whatever is going to come out. Of course, Fabrizio Romano has also taken to his Twitter handle, and in the next video, we are going to be discussing all that and more. Dani Ceballos is back. How will Arsenal line up with Dani Ceballos? He is in England. He's going to do his medical, and everything is going to be confirmed and signed. What do you think about this story? What do you think? How happy are you? What is your reaction? Guys, you can tell me everything you feel about this story. What I can say about Dani Ceballos coming back, someone told me in the morning that it's not big news that Dan is coming back. They would have preferred a new player. But basically, if you look at the financial constraints that Arsenal have, and AFTV's Robbie was talking about it today at AFTV Daily Transfer Show, and he said, really, Arsenal are not in big position to sign big names and big players right now before selling of players. But if you can secure a loan deal of a player like Dani Ceballos, that is very, very important. It shows that, however hard the financial situation is, you're trying to get back to the top. You're trying to up your game, amidst a lot of competition. If you look at clubs like Chelsea, United, and Liverpool, they're trying to make their squad stronger. As Arsenal, what are you trying to do? Getting Dani Ceballos back on loan is a very, very good move, and that for me as a person, I'm very happy for us, and I'm very happy for Mikel Arteta. I think this is good business. If you can have Dani Ceballos and Granit Xhaka getting someone like Thomas Partey or Awa, I think that's really good business. Fabrizio Romano has been talking about Partey today, and he said basically Arsenal have to know that Thomas Partey will be an Arsenal player if the release clause is met according to Atletico Madrid. So we are still waiting for that. A couple of players are looking to get out of the squad. Hector Bellerin, Fiorentina taking Torreira. Socrates wants to go to Napoli at 4.5 or 5 million. So we could actually secure the funds to get in more players. But I think Dani Ceballos' deal is very, very crucial when it comes to a club like us. The financial constraints are very, very tight on the club, and you need to secure loan deals. You need to secure swap deals. Ceballos is a very, very good midfielder, and if you guys still remember, against Sheffield United, he scored the winner, and the courtesy of that goal, we are champions of the FA Cup, because if he didn't score that goal, we wouldn't have gone through against Sheffield United. So you guys still have to remember that. At the end of the season, last season, he had a very, very decent campaign, but at the end, it was really, really massive, and that's why Mikel Arteta told him, "I want you to come back. I'm going to use everything, every authority I have to make you come back. Just accept to be with me. Just accept to come back to Arsenal." And the player turned out 2 bids, one from Real Betis and the other from Italy, that wanted him on a loan deal. And he said, "For me, Arsenal is the best option to go for." So Mikel Arteta, I think he has done a really good job with Edu. They are trying to transform Arsenal's transfer policy. You guys have been asking me about Arsenal's transfer policy. I think it's really, really transforming day in, day out, especially when you look at how Arsenal is doing their business, getting in players, that in the positions you need, getting in the right quality of players, the Gabriel Magalhaes, the Willian, the Ceballos, all these players have a lot of competition, especially, a free deal like Willian is going to have a lot of competition because, many clubs do not have money to spend, so they would rather go for a free deal like Willian. But if you can't beat off competition of Willian, you beat competition of Gabriel Magalhaes, win competition of, Dani Ceballos, I think, Edu and Mikel Arteta are really doing us, something very, very good. We are going to be discussing so much of, Dani Ceballos. How could he line up with Mikel Arteta? I think Mikel Arteta still has plans of going with a 3-4-3 formation, and right now he has almost 12 defenders in his squad, so he has to use at least 5 or 4 of them. So I think he's gonna use 3 backs, 3 center backs in the back, and then 2 defenders, or 2 flank defenders, that is as part of the midfield, and then Dani Ceballos and either Grant Jacob or Thomas Partey, provided he comes in. He might be one of those players that are going to join the Arsenal midfield. But for me, it's a big signing. It's really good news. He might have been with us last season, but probably we might get better from him because we were not really good last season. They look at our defense was really awful. The midfield was really awful. Mikel Arteta was just settling in. Right now he's a champion. He's a 2-time champion in 1 month. So you think so much is changing at Arsenal. Mikel Arteta is making it clear that I'm going to use this one I'm not going to use. So probably that's the reason as to why he convinced Dani Ceballos to come back. And for me, I love him as a player. He has something different. He adds to Arsenal. There is something he can give the club that we do not have right now. Because if you look at the midfield options we have, Mohamed Elneny. You look at players like Grant Xhaka. There is what they do not have that Dani Ceballos has, creating those chances, or dictating the rhythm of the game, passing all the all the evening long, or all the night long, or all morning long. It depends on the time of the game. You can call it what you want. So I think Dani Ceballos really adds something to us, that we do not have. And Mikel Arteta made it very clear that we are gonna sign players that can add to us what we do not have. We're not just going to sign players for the sake. So I think it's really changing as a transfer policy, and I think Arsenal is doing the best thing we can do. So according to Football.London, the player is in England. He's going to quarantine for 14 days. So if we do not see him, of course, that means we are not going to see him play against Fulham, most definitely, because today is the 3rd. 14 days, that would be the 17th. So he's not going to be playing against Fulham. He might be announced after the Fulham game, or he might be announced in the same way Gabriel Magalhaes was announced, using YouTube and then Twitter and so on like that. I have no problems. Maybe he's going to take up his shirt number 8. That's what I think. He might get his shirt number 8 at Arsenal, and then get the ball running. But of course, still we need more signings. If you have Dani Ceballos, you need another playmaker. You need another player to to get in the to sit on the bench and wait for Ceballos. So we need more players, and we are still linked with Partey. We are still linked with Aouar. Today we were linked with a player who replaced Erling Haaland at Red Bull Salzburg, called Daka. Now Daka is a 21-year-old striker linked with Arsenal, linked with Liverpool as well. So after getting in Dani Ceballos, again we are linked to another striker. Could he be the replacement of Alexander Lacazette? Because if Lacazette leaves, there will be a deficit. Will we replace Lacazette with Daka? He's a striker, not really in the news, not really a profound striker, because he has really spent a little time, actually at the same time that Erling Haaland has been in the limelight at Dortmund, is the same time Daka has been in the limelight at Red Bull Salzburg. But I still think Arsenal do not need a striker right now. We need midfielders, and that's what we are trying to do. Dani Ceballos arrives in England. We are waiting for his medical. And of course, when you stay with the Arsenal podcast, by subscribing, by doing everything you have to do, you're gonna get all the updates. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Click on that notification bell. It's a bell beside the subscription bar. Click on it, because he's gonna do a medical in the coming days. You need to know about that. He's gonna sign his contract. You need to know about that. Total agreement has been reached, according to Fabrizio Romano. 1 year. We are going to be paying all his wages, but we do not have a we don't have a buyout and not a buyout, but something like a buy option. So we are not going to really buy him necessarily because we took him, but of course we can negotiate at the end of the deal so that we can actually buy him for once and for all. Dani Ceballos, welcome back to London. It is good to see you back, blood. Real Betis wanted him. I don't think really he's still the level of Real Betis. I don't know why he doesn't get playing time at Real Madrid. It's one of those entertaining players. He suffered an injury last season, and I think that's the reason as to why he never played so much. And of course, Unai Emery was a joker. He was a joke. He wanted Matteo Guendouzi to play all the time, even if he never gave him results. Right now, we have Dani Ceballos back. What do you think about him? Get in your comments. I'm coming live in a few with Fabrizio Romano's tweet, and we are going to be reacting to it. Total agreement, deal done. He is a Guna. Real Madrid have confirmed. It is confirmed everywhere. Football.London are about to tell us what they anticipate out of the midfielder. But for me, I still think if we do not get in another midfielder, Ceballos is going to play with Granit Xhaka in that midfield, and then Els Matanous and Tierney will be part of that midfield, or Bukayo Saka, and then you think of a three-man midfield which will have Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, and David Luiz. So I think it is good news. I think it is good news for us. Trust me, one of the things that we can never forget in this, is this transfer window. We are broke, we don't have so money, but we are doing very, very well. Ceballos is here, Willian is here, Gabriel Magalhaes is here. Let me come back. We are going to be talking about more and more of the transfer talk, especially Dani Ceballos. What do you expect out of him? Give me your comments. What do you think? What do you think is going to? Do you think it's going to be a better player, or you think Arsenal are wasting money? I'm coming back shortly.